Hey guys, thanks for tuning in to this one. Today I'm driving to my last match of the season, so I thought what better time to go ahead and just kind of give you guys a breakdown on my first season as a pro, which was also my rookie season, so that's kind of crazy. But just basically a little synopsis into my personal experience in my rookie year and my pro year in airgunning. So what kind of spurred all this for me actually was I had started the channel in 2021 and didn't really know what I wanted to do with it, just kind of doing some tutorials and stuff like that. And in 2022, I ended up in the hospital. I had a major gallbladder failure and pretty routine surgery, but they botched it and I had bile leaks all over my body. I had massive internal bleeding. They dropped me on my head off the gurney at one point, and I was in that hospital bed without getting up at all out of the bed for, I think it was 6 days without even getting up. Now, I have not laid in a bed for 6 days without getting up since I was like a baby. So it was super scary. I thought I was going to die 100%. And like, I didn't have a will written or anything. So I was kind of freaked out. And as I laid there in that bed on my deathbed thinking, man, I'm never going to get out of this bed. But I thought, if I do, one thing I want to do is compete in air guns. Now, I had done previously in my life some competing in firearms, and I've competed in paintball for like 25 years or more. But I wanted to do the air gun thing, and I just thought, man, if I ever get out of this bed, I'm going to do it. And you guys should do that too. If there's something you want to do, go and do it. You know, so this video is not meant to be braggadocious or any way. I'm just a regular guy. And if I can do it, you can too. So you can do this, you know. So anyway, I ended up healing, okay, obviously. And I healed up and got out and basically said, okay, I'm going to do this. So got a Panthera, one of the very first ones that ever came out. I pre-ordered it from Tom over at High Pressure Pneumatics and got it in January of 2023. And from there, I did shoot. I had never shot any matches in airgun before. So let me tell you guys, I was intimidated a bit. And I started off by shooting an NRL 22 event. And it was fun. It was, except it was in March and it was like 14 degrees Fahrenheit outside. So it was absolutely bitter cold. Not great for the performance of airguns, but I went with my brother-in-law and we had a great time. I think I have a few clips of that still on my computer, so if I do, I'll put them in here. All right, so we've arrived at the match. We just did the safety briefing. People were surprised to see 2 air guns in 15 to 20 degree weather. What did that one guy say, Andy?
Good for you.
Good for you.
Good for you.
So we're gonna head on down there. So I learned a lot at that first match. It's not as intimidating as you really might think it is. So you're going to find really nice people at these matches. So go and shoot the match, your first match, get it under your belt. It'll get that jitters away, and then hopefully you'll be hooked and you'll want to do more. So started doing those, and then my very next thing after shooting one match, which was the NRL 22 match that I shot, I went and shot NAC, the Northeast Airgun Classic, and that one was crazy. Now, I'm in the Chicagoland area, so I drove all the way out to the SIG Academy in New Hampshire to do that in this truck, which I also drove to Utah, to ARMAC out in Utah, and everywhere else. I do not like flying with guns, so I drive. But anyway, drove there, stayed in a house with Dan Carpenter and my brother-in-law Andy, who now shoots for Scout. And it's kind of a crazy story because I had a Scout and I had a FX Impact, and I did a little video saying, okay, whichever one of these shoots better, I'm going to shoot at NAC. Well, I happened to shoot the Impact better that day, so that's what I used at NAC. And after my first bench card with that Impact, I had Kevin Skipper from FX running up to me and saying, putting his hand out like this, welcome to the team, which I was like, are you joking?
All right, Warren from the Air Shootist here. Warren, tell us about the wind and how that affected your shooting.
I lucked out and I got the wall lane, which I'm not a bench shooter. Again, I'll take anything I can get. So I was looking at Billy Gardner's flag right there from Scout Air Guns and my flag right there, and they were dead still. So I shot my card in 3 minutes. Just bang, 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 bang. And then I just sat there for 27 minutes and looked at my target to make sure I didn't double shoot anything. So we're going to find out. But I think I did. I think I just shot the best card I've ever shot in my life.
Is this real? So I got put on the FX factory team, which was crazy. And on the other side of that, since Andy was going to use the Scout, he actually ended up getting picked up by Scout after that. So really good event for both of us. As far as bench rest goes, I did make finals. I am not a bench rest shooter. I'm a positional shooter and a hunter. I never have ever focused on bench, but I did make finals. 15 people were taken to finals, I believe, at NAC, and I ended up in 14th out of 15th place, slightly edging Rick Ream into the 15th place position. So we would have a similar performance at PA Cup later in the year. But so then that was bench, did pretty well, made finals. For PRS, I came in 8th place out of, I don't know, 40 or 50 guys or whatever. And that was despite having almost a catastrophic failure by having a slug fall into my action, which Dylan Whittier helped me out with. So shout out to Dylan, what a stellar stand-up guy. So that kind of gave me a little bit of a mental issue at that match, but got over it. Took 8th place, which is pretty damn good for my first PRS match, right? Outshot a lot of stars in the airgun community. So again, this video is not to brag. I am proud of myself though, so don't get that twisted. I am proud of myself about that. So there was only those two disciplines there at PRC or PMC, I think they called it, Precision Marksman Challenge, and bench, and I did really well in both of those. So you know, other than that, that was an awesome event. I got to see and meet a lot of people that I had only ever met online, and Dan Carpenter, who, when I was in the hospital, that guy was hitting me up every day. Hey man, you're gonna make it through this. Are you okay? Blah, blah, blah. You know, just really trying to help me out, and a very caring guy. So thank you, Dan Carpenter, for giving me some hope while I was in that hospital. And to this day, he is one of the most supportive friends I have. So, and remember what I said about meeting your internet friends? Well, I've got 2 Chicago beers ready, and there's the homie right there. What's up, buddy?
What's up, Mike?
Here you go, dude.
What's up?
What's up, dude? All right, we got the Iraq Veteran 8888 version of the Crown Arrow Slinger. Let's shoot one down there, dude. Ready? Let's go 1, 2, 3 shots. 1, 2, 3. Woo! Smoked him. Excellent, dude. Thank you, Dan. But anyway, so NAC was great. We all had a good time. I went out to some dinners with the whole FX team, and Norm and Keith and Chris and the whole gang, Rick Ream, and it was great. Oscar from GRS, and meeting everybody was awesome. So I was like stunned. I couldn't believe that I somehow ended up on the FX team. So NAC, super awesome event. After that, I ended up doing every monthly course of fire for NRL 22, and as of this video right now, I am currently sitting in first place, and I'm driving to the December course of fire to shoot it for the 3rd time to try to up my score, because you can do that in a league. If you shoot the same course of fire at multiple clubs, you know, the best score that you get is going to be the one that's for record. So I'm trying to do that. But anyway, I am sitting in first place for NRL 22. There are some really good competitors that are right on my heels. So, and both of them are really good friends of mine. So we got Dylan sitting in second behind me, Dylan Whittier, and then Eric Pilsitz, who is my homie that I met this year, and we shoot constantly at my house. So you've seen him in a lot of my videos. But I just keep going to those matches every month and trying to practice and, you know, keeping up with that. But the next big one I went to was, of course, ARMAC, and I did the craziest shit. I went and shot a NRL 22 match, and then, because I didn't want to miss the match, and then immediately after the match, just started driving to Utah from Aurora, Illinois, which was crazy. So anyway, went to ARMAC. I shot 3 different disciplines there. I shot bench, which I didn't do too hot in, didn't make finals. I shot PMC, Precision Marksman Challenge, so your positional shooting. I took 20th out of 100 shooters, and that was despite having a gun problem. The V1 Pantheras had those thin valves that would bend, So I'm sitting there going, why is my gun shooting all goofy? And when I got home, I took it apart and found that I had the bad valve, and it was all bent like a Wookiee.
I bent my Wookiee.
So I think if I didn't have that happen to me, I could have probably podiumed in top 10. But I'm still proud of the 20 out of 100. That's pretty good. But anyway, that was cool. This event was awesome. If you're going to shoot, I mean, NIC was awesome too. But really, I would say if you're going to shoot one event, make it ARMAC. Everybody's there. I got to meet all the homies. I actually got to stay in the FX house this time. For NIC, I had paid for my own place, but FX put me in a house. So I was chilling in a house with Nikolai, who I love, Chris Turek, who's been a major guide to me this year, and then also Serena, who is just one of my dearest friends. I love her. But anyway, house was really nice, and let's see, where do I want to go here? So told you I didn't make finals in bench. Told you I got 20th in PMC. The next thing that I shot was speed, which I had not done the speed shooting before. I used the impact for it.
Stand by. Action.
Hit. 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 Finish.
Woo! Yep, clean.
Super fun. And me and my housemate Serena were in the same group, so that was cool. We were also in there with Lauren Parsons, who was a really nice gal. I actually did beat her in one speed match, which was cool because she's kind of like known for that. So I was like, hey, maybe I can kind of shoot, you know? But it was really fun. Beautiful scenery up there. I shot my first prairie dog under the target stand with the Panthera somehow, which was crazy. But really beautiful place up there, really nicely run event. Crazy winds can happen and do happen in that valley where it's shot at. But yeah, it was a wonderful experience, and it was kind of crazy driving there. I camped one time on the way there in like Nebraska at some wildlife park, and it got down to 37 degrees at night, so I was freezing. And then also I got caught in a mountain snow ice storm in frickin' June, which is crazy, and I almost wiped out the truck. Oh my god, I just about slid off the road and had a heart attack. The road is completely iced. I made the absolute right decision about not camping. It is June. Unfrickin' believable. Unbelievable. This is the most dangerous road I've ever seen. That was intensely scary. I had some shorts, a whole series of short videos on YouTube about my journey up there if you want to check those out. But yeah, almost wiped out the brand new truck and died, but didn't, so that was lucky. And I drove through some beautiful scenery. I was seeing pronghorn antelope. In fact, I drove down the countryest actual road that I've actually ever driven down, which was a giant open plains dirt road where I just drove through like pastures and stuff. And this is an actual road. I think I have some footage of that. Let's roll that. Excuse me, guys. Excuse me. Hey, buddy. Hey, guys. Excuse me. Excuse me. It's okay. Excuse me. But yeah, Utah, ARMAC was awesome. Did pretty well. Forged some new bonds there. You know, went home with a ton of swag. It was cool, man. So I really enjoyed that. And the banquet, if you're going to go to ARMAC, do the banquet, man. Because the raffles are super fun. The food was really good. And I thought it was just overall a stellar time. So so that covers two of the big three airgun events. You know, from there I just kept shooting NRL 22 events every month, doing pretty well. And my last one of the year was PA Cup in terms of airgun events. So that's the Pyramyd Air Cup out in Ohio. Again, I drove there. My brother-in-law Andy did come to that one, shooting for Scout, so he shot bench. I'm not sure, I don't think he made finals. I somehow did. Again, bench is not my thing, but I made finals. And then let me drop some little wisdom nuggets on you guys. If you ever get advice from Nikolai Buldov, who's a top tier bench shooter, frickin' take his advice. So here's what I did. I woke up in the FX house, which again, this was an awesome rental unit. Anybody home? Doesn't look like it. Pretty nice in here. Dang, it's real nice in here. Good Lord. Smells like grandma's house in here. Super beautiful with a pool and everything. But woke up, I'm sitting at the table with like Chris Turek, Newman, and Ernest and Nikolai. And I say, Nikolai, I got these JTS pellets. Now, of course, I've been shooting FX, just the standard FX 30 cal pellets, but I shot so many of them the other day that now I have only like, 20 or 30 in each weight that I weighed out. So I noticed the JTS pellets are really consistent weights. Should I just use those? And Nikolai was like, no, absolutely do not switch pellets. So like he felt pretty strongly, don't switch pellets in the middle of a match, especially after you've been shooting the other one. So I get to the bench and I shoot some groups with the FX pellets, and I'm like kind of worried that I'm going to run out of the different weights. So I was like, you know what, just let me load 5 of these JTS pellets in my magazine and see how I shoot. And I shot a sub-MOA group, and I was like, forget what Nikolai said, I'm using these. Well, that was a really dumb decision because they shot okay at first, and then I think because of the different leading, like the JTS pellets are a clearly different lead than the FX pellets. So using those, oh man, that Ultima just almost took my doors off. Typical Ultima drivers. Anyway, yeah, so I think because of the different lead consistencies, eventually it was just out of control. I just had no control. Pellets were flying everywhere. I switched back to the FX, probably even a stupider idea, and took very last in finals for bench at PA Cup. Oopsie. Well, we learned something though, didn't we? So, you can't always perform at the top level, especially if you're doing dumb things that a top level performer is telling you not to do. So, Nikolai, I'll never not listen to you again. Thanks for trying to steer me in the right direction. Sorry for not listening to you. Love you, buddy. But the other things there that I shot where they do their own speed, it's called Gunslinger. Sorry, I'm trying to navigate the Chicago roadways here. But it's basically a speed challenge, and I thought I was going to do okay. I was using the Panthera Hunter Compact for that one, and I got up there, and I'm trying to remember the guy's name. I think it's Nick Gregory. He's like the American Air Arms guy. He's a freaking stud at speed, unbelievably good at it, and he beat me so quick that I didn't even know he had beaten me. And so I raised my hand at the end like, done, like real quick. And the guy had beat me like 30 seconds ago. Oh man, I felt like an idiot, but it was pretty cool. So it was still fun to do. But the highlight of that trip for me was a discipline that I had not tried before, which was field target.
Shotgun. We're here with Warren Carter.
Handgun. Oh, hey.
First time attempting hunter field target.
Yeah, and probably the first time anyone's ever done it with a Panthera.
That's right. Ooh, with his custom rattle can Panthera. Good luck.
Thanks.
Field target requires, I shot PCP Hunter class, which requires a 20 foot-pound limit on your gun, which is very not powerful, okay? So I had this idea going into this that I would get a 22 caliber Panthera Hunter Compact and I would tune it for sub 20, and people were like, don't do that, just get a 177. No, 177 is a child's caliber. I don't want to have anything to do with it. So I got the 22 and I tuned it down with the 13 grain JSB pellets and did manage to get it very consistent right at about, I think I was shooting right at around 800 FPS with those, which was a little under 20 foot-pounds. Don't check me on my math. I'm going off my memory here. But anyway, that gun with those 13 grain pellets at sub 20 is a freaking laser. And nobody thought I could do it with the Panthera because it's got the huge plenum. It's got the high, very low dwell time, high flow valve in it. And people were like, no, you'll never do it. But I did find a tune for that. I've got some videos on that if you want to check them out. But that gun shot awesome, and I'll give you a tip that I learned there too. So those little 13 grain pellets are like little bird feather pellets. They're super lightweight, and the skirts on them are super thin. So I was loading my mag with the full 18 just so I'd have rounds in there. That was bending up the skirts. So every time I cycled that mag and it went ka-chunk over to the next round in the mag, it was bending up the skirts. So the first day in competition, I didn't do too hot. I mean, I was hitting targets and stuff and knocking them down, but not great. Like not in a competitive way. So I happened to look down, and I was using the stock clear mags, and I noticed through the clear mag lid that those pellets were now bent. It was like between stages when I removed my mag, and I thought, damn it, I've been bending those skirts up by using a full mag and having the full weight of those chunk into the sidewall and smack each other and get like that. So second day, I only ever loaded, you only need 4 rounds per lane, so I only loaded 4 each time, and that was lighter spring pressure. It didn't have the weight of all the other pellets behind it to smack into the walls. That worked fine, and I shot super respectably the second day, like competitively. Like if I had a shot like that in the first day, I would have probably been in pretty good standings. There was a ton of shooters. If don't quote me on this, I'm thinking there was over 100 shooters, and I was middle of the pack somewhere. I think if my memory recalls properly, which it probably doesn't, I think there was about 140 shooters, and I shot maybe 75th place or something like that. So kind of middle of the pack, but yeah, it was super fun. I learned a lot, and field target it's kind of like old man NRL 22. You know, you sit on a bucket with a shooting stick, and it's fun. It's fun. You should try it if you haven't tried it. So, and I know that there's variants of that for high powered stuff too, like extreme field target. I'd like to try that at some point too. But anyway, everybody was awesome at PA Cup. Saw all the Airgun guys who I've become dear friends with over the last year, and just really had a good time. And staying at the FX house was a treat. So hopefully not sure what's going on with FX right now, but hopefully I'll get to see some more, staying in the houses with what I consider my teammates now, because they are, and, just continuing that relationship with everybody, because, man, there are a lot of good people in this sport, and if you haven't competed and you want to, go do it. It's going to be a very rewarding experience, let me tell you. And, like me, you might find yourself in a hospital bed with a questionable reality of ever getting out of there. So take every day as it's given to you and go and do the things that you want to do. So that hospital stay changed my entire mentality. So I am going to do whatever the hell I want to do with zero excuses. That's why I'm driving to Wisconsin right now to shoot this match, in the rain on December 23rd, right before Christmas, because I want to. So I'm not going to miss out on things that I want to do. So no excuses, full throttle, all gas, no brakes. Go out and get it, guys. If I can do it, you can too. So thanks, guys, for tuning into this one, for all the support on my channel. You guys are shopping through my Amazon links on my non-monetized channel to keep something at least flowing in for me. That is excellent. I appreciate you guys so much. I'm just bewildered that I could get to the spot that I am in air guns right now, and 2024 is going to be even better. So stay tuned to the channel. Keep your eye on me. It won't be my rookie year anymore, but I'll still say it for now. Keep your eye out for this rookie, guys. All right. Merry Christmas. Cheers. Have a safe New Year's. Love you guys. Peace.
Oh.